none of our pastries are labeled.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come in, you look at the showcase, there's no label on anything.
Huh.
And we did that on purpose because we want each experience with customers to be more personable.
Then they have to ask,
They
or
got to ask because, it's just human to human connection. You know what I mean? It's not like we're not a franchise. You're not going to come in and you don't say a single word to us, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
well, like when you come in, we greet you, even if we have a small conversation, or, oh, what's that? Or what's this? And I always like to tell people when they first come in, I ask them, is it your first time here? If they say yes, I always ask them, do you want me to give you a tour or like a brief overview of what things are?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just go through them. I give you like general overview. Here's the mini pastries. They're at this price. Here's the showcase where we have all the big pastries. They range in this price from $5 to blah, blah, blah. And then here's the gelato and stuff like that. I love doing that. You know what I mean? Like some people, like, you need to be more like warm and opening. You know what I mean? That's how we are in Sicily. Like we're very like, we're not cold. We like talking to people. So like, and that's what I want when people come in to the bakery.
Welcome back to the Lead Lamp Podcast. This week we have Nick from Bella Sicilia.
Sicilia, yes.
You had to give me a lesson on how to pronounce it because I knew I was going to say it the wrong way.
You said it correctly. You're good.
Yeah. So thanks for coming on the show. And you said that the name means something else, the translation.
So in English, it means beautiful Sicily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I got a little bit of a Italian.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Lesson today.
You actually said it really well.
All right, good. Well, thanks for coming on. We reached out to you guys about coming on the show, and I know you know Vinny, another guest of ours.
Vinny's a friend of mine.
But you guys aren't in competition because I think you're making completely different Italian treats.
No, there's no competition at all.
And no, we want to get to know a little bit more about what you have going on and a little bit about your history before we jump into that too. So just give us a little bit of your background.
So my name is Nick. Last name is Ferrone. I was born in Palermo, Sicily, and I came here when I was 4 years old. My dad actually, he's been here since he was 16. I don't know, 59 now, I think. He's always been in the food business. And in 1999, we actually opened up my family, they opened up a pizza shop in Dillsburg, which is about, I think, 15 minutes, 20 minutes from where the bakery is right now in Camp Hill. And that's when my mom and I moved here, and we kind of just been in the food business ever since, and still open in Dillsburg.
Where's it at?
26 South Baltimore Street.
Oh, it's like in town.
Yeah, right in town, downtown Dillsburg. Millennium Pizzeria is the name.
Yeah.
Reaching up to 30 years here shortly. And then the reason we came about the bakery is because my dad back in 2019 had opened a bakery on the Carlisle Pike. And he ultimately got out the business about 2.5 years later. And I had like a void in me. Like I wanted to be part of that bakery world. I love, the whole aspect of it. Just, I'm not a baker, so I don't do any of the cooking, but I like, just the world of like sweets and like just the Italian people coming to say hi. Cause when you have like a unique product like that, you're going to get people from Italy to come and other cultures. We've seen a lot of different like cultures come visit us too. Like
to try it.
Yeah, we get people from Ukraine, people from India. So many different like cultures come, and Italian food. Everybody loves Italian food and sweets and stuff like that.
And I think it's probably it's neat because you can offer people something that's it's more communal. Like they're going to come in, they're buying probably something for their family. They're going to bring it home and enjoy it. And this area lends itself to a lot of different cultures now. Like,
yes,
especially in the last few years. So it's very cool to see.
Absolutely. Yep. So it's funny. I'm going to tell you a story about how we found out about the baker, about the location.
Okay.
So my mom and I, we have the same.
This is where you're at now.
Yes, where we're at now. Yeah. Okay. After my dad closed, well, not after he closed, I should say after he got out the business, because his partner stayed in the business, and then they ultimately closed after about a year, I would say. And when I found out they closed, that's when, I kind of went up to my dad. I'm like, hey, you want to give this another try? I really missed that part of the business. And we still had the pizza shop the whole time. And I loved the pizza shop and all that stuff. It's just at the pizza shop, I had like a different role. I was I was a cook. So I was making pizzas or I was making sandwiches. I was making dinners. At the bakery, I had completely different role. I was doing more customer service. Like I was at the register, I was interacting with customers, and that's like what I like to do because I'm a people person. So I'm like, sign me up for that. I want to, because it doesn't feel like a job.
Right.
It feels like fun, and I can do marketing, which is what I think I'm good at. Taking pictures, videos. I do Facebook Live all the time at the bakery.
Show you how things are done.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were kind of like looking for a spot, couldn't really find one. We know location's important. So my mom and I, we share the same dentist. It's funny. So our dentist is right down Erford Road, and afterwards we go to Olive Oil Grill to get lunch. So my mom and I went there, and we saw next to Olive Oil Grill was a for lease on the door. So because we're right next door, and I kind of just looked inside, and sometimes like you can visualize something before it happens, and that's kind of how. I don't know if my mom felt the same way, but I sure as heck felt that. When I looked inside, I could already like picture it, even with the way the showcases were being lined up and just the tables. I already pictured it in my head. So that's when I told my mom, like, maybe we should get some information on this property, see what's going on, see if we can get a good deal and stuff. Because then it's all about numbers. Location's important, but then if it's like,
we got to make it work on paper.
Yeah, you got to make it work on paper. Yes, you got to be realistic. That's when the numbers hit. You got to be realistic. And we worked it out, and we actually got a good deal. So we signed the lease, and I'll tell you what, it took a very long time to open.
Yeah,
because it used to be, like I mentioned to you earlier, it was a T-Mobile store. So because of that, there was like no.
It wasn't set up for a restaurant.
Exactly right.
Or for food.
Exactly right. So there was, a matter of fact, if you have dine-in seating, which we do, even if you have just one table, you gotta have a bathroom. Customers need to have access to a bathroom. So the bathroom is in the other side of the store. When you first walk in, it's just the front of house, right? And then there's the wall. So what we actually had to do was, because also customers cannot have access to your kitchen, we had to do a partition wall. So that also took time. We had to do a partition wall that separates the kitchen from the walkway that customers can take to go to the bathroom. So that's all stuff that, I didn't know. And I never opened a business in my life. So when my mom and when my parents decided that we were going to open here, my mom just kind of just like, you figure it out, you do it. And, we had gotten, actually, we got pretty fortunate. My dad worked out the lease where we got some months for free.
Oh, nice.
So that way, because for the build out and stuff like that.
You're doing tenant improvements, and then in the meantime, they're giving you a few months to get that done.
Yes. So I went and sucked out every single month because I'm terrible at opening a business, because it just took forever. And, but I learned a lot. And if I had to do it again, I would know exactly kind of what to do.
You could shave some time off doing it the second time.
Absolutely.
Not that there's not going to be other things that come up, but some pitfalls you had the first time.
Yes, like the big one. You do the plumbing and the electric first.
Yep.
You do that first. we ordered the equipment first. They painted first, which was a terrible idea, and they did the flooring first. So this is all stuff that you're supposed to do, after. First plumbing and electric.
Well, now you know.
So now I know.
Yeah.
But so ultimately we signed in December. We ended up opening in September, and we were posting on Facebook because we have a Facebook page. We're going to open in March. We're going to open in April. Oh, now we're opening in June. And boom, here we are, September. So I upset a couple of customers with that, but a lot of them they understand. They understand, and it's to open a business, it's not easy. So, but so now we're open, and things are going well. People love the food, and that's important.
Now that you're open, what are your main, like you started out offering, I'm sure, a certain menu, but I'm sure even in the 6 to 8 months you've been open, now it's evolved since the day one.
Yes. So when we first opened, actually, we didn't do like the hot food.
Okay.
We weren't sure how busy we were gonna get, so we just assumed like, let's not do everything at once, because if we're gonna be really busy with pastries and making sandwiches, and we were doing that from day one, making sandwiches and doing pastries, cakes, cookies, gelato, all that stuff.
Yeah, like a deli and bakery.
Exactly. We want to introduce something else, like keep it in our back pocket, and then boom, here you go.
Yeah.
And there's something new. You know what I mean? So, but since day one, like people really, you know, I would say in the beginning it was a lot of pastries and not so much sandwiches, because the sandwiches are unique. There's not like your traditional sandwich that you would find in like a pizza shop or something like. And I can say that because we have a pizza
Right.
shop. So
Yeah.
you're not going to find like a BLT, for example, or like a cheeseburger. But you're going to find like sandwiches that are like they're unique in the sense that when I went to Italy, I went for about 10 days and I spent that time with my cousin and we went to all these different delis and stuff like that over there. Some of the best sandwiches I ever had. And I had, man, I don't know, couple dozen sandwiches in those 10 days that I was there. And I kind of made a list of like 30 sandwiches and I knew that list was going to be too big. So I narrowed it down and then I just kind of just picked and I changed it up a little bit. I changed so to call it my own and not be, copy and paste. So, and that's the list that we came up with. But again, it's not like your traditional pizza shop sandwiches. You're going to have imported meats. You're going to have sandwiches with burrata. We use truffle spread on some of the sandwiches. And
So it's just a lot of things you're not going to get at a typical sub and sandwich shop.
yes, exactly. So then the sandwiches started moving and, everything's doing really well. We did introduce now a couple months, I would say 2 months later, 3 months later, almost after we opened, we introduced the hot bar. So that's when we started doing the lasagna, the meatballs, chicken cutlets. So we marinate and bread our own chicken.
Oh, nice.
We don't get it from. I know it's easy to go to the distributor, get it breaded, frozen already, and it's a good product. But like, if you're gonna claim to be authentic, and you're gonna claim to make things homemade,
You can't make shortcuts with.
you can't do
Yeah.
shortcuts. And that was like from day one. That was our thing. So even we have like a standard where the pastries you get, they're made that day, because whatever's left from the day before, we put it in a box and we'd mark it down 50%. And believe it or not, the next day, that's the first thing that sells.
They're gone.
They don't even care about the pastries that were made that day, because we're in the States and everybody likes a deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could say the same thing. I'll probably be the one to get the ones from yesterday at 50% off. And it's a good deal. It's just like a standard we have. We want you to get pastries that are made that day. And then the cookies we don't do that with the cookies, but because they have like a 2 to 3 day shelf life, but if they last that long.
Right.
Like we sell a lot of cookies, a lot.
Huh. Did you expect that when you started it, or was it just kind of like
So-
that was not something you saw coming?
Just from the experience that I had with the other bakery, because when my dad opened in 2019, we opened right before COVID, like a month before COVID.
You have to say that's everyone that I think like half our guests are like, oh yeah, I started in the winter of 2019 or the winter of 2020 or in the fall of 2019.
during
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah, that was it. It was pretty. You don't know what to expect, but
Yeah.
actually, COVID hitting was like a lot of businesses did well. Even our pizza shop, like it actually went up in sales. Like we did more deliveries and stuff like that. Started doing curbside. I thought that was annoying, but it is. But when we
Some
did,
things didn't go away.
some things,
Unfortunately.
but a lot of deliveries, and I think COVID did well for businesses.
Yeah. Well, yeah, pizza shops. I mean, I know how we were when we were stuck at home. Like, you can only eat so much leftovers or stuff in your house. So you're like, I got to order something. Like,
Yeah,
it just, you ended up having to get out to do something. So you order pizza or you order food.
Yep, exactly. And also, so when we first opened, we weren't doing any catering. So we told ourselves we're not going to do any catering at all in the beginning, because
This is
we
where
got
we're at now.
yeah, because we got to focus on the business, and because we knew from when I was at the other location that the beginning is going to be really busy. And sure enough, the first 3 weeks sold out every day, like of cookies. Even, I mean, anything but the screws in the showcase. Like they were taking everything in the beginning. And so that's why we just focused on making the pastries and all this stuff. And then when it died down, we're like, okay, let's start doing maybe some catering, a couple months afterwards, after we got established. Because in the beginning, when you make things in-house and you make, things authentic and you're waiting on ingredients from overseas because you import a lot of your stuff, when you're out of something, sometimes you're out for days.
Yeah. It's
sometimes
not like you can just call up the local distributor and
Exactly.
get here tomorrow.
Exactly. And, we had pastry chefs with experience, but in Italy, it's like a little different because our pastry chefs are from Italy. Over there, everything is so readily available. If you're out of something, just go down the street, go get it. Like over there, there's like pizza shops here, there's so many pizza shops. Over there in Italy, there's a lot of bakeries. Just one on every street. So we had some difficulty like adjusting in the beginning, like, hey, we're at a pistachio. Okay, well, we need to know when it's like halfway done because it takes 2 weeks to get here.
And you got to know how much you're using product or consumables.
Yes.
And then we do this with some print stuff as a marketing company. Like we put a little piece of paper you can't put paper in your ingredients, but when you get to a certain point, you got to have a reminder system to get them ordered now.
Exactly. And
it's not like some of it has a long shelf life either. So you can't keep a large amount on hand.
Right. Exactly. And just, some pastry chefs, like if you're going to open a business, like ideally you'd want to know how that, like if you're going to open a pizza shop, for example, you'd probably want to know how to make pizzas before you open it. Otherwise, you're relying on your employees to, you know what I mean? And that's what we're doing. Like, I'm not a baker. I couldn't bake a single cookie if you asked me to. I don't know a single thing. But I like the customer side and the marketing side of it. So with that, the pastry chefs, they had to not just bake, but they also had to stock inventory, something that maybe in Italy they wouldn't be used to because in Italy, they're just doing the baking and they're not worried about doing nothing else.
They're more involved in the business.
Yes. Yeah. They got more involved. Yeah. And also, they help clean up as well. Like I know overseas, like they're not cleaning up. Like we have a dishwasher for that, or we have someone that comes in and mops up. Like, no, here, everybody got to pull their own weight. I mean, and you make the food, but you also got to keep your area clean. And we have like we don't have an open kitchen, but people are always welcome to, like, if you're walking towards the bathroom, you walk past the kitchen and you could see them making cakes or making cookies and stuff like that. So, we try to keep it as authentic.
Yeah.
That you could see, pastries being made or stuff, or these making lasagna or whatnot.
I love restaurant settings where the customer isn't, obviously they can't be in the kitchen, but I love it where you feel like you're immersed in that environment. So there's bakeries that do it, obviously like yours, but there's delis that have it where they're making the sandwiches and you feel like you're right there.
Yep. Yeah. And that's nice. And we've even had because in Italy, it's very common when you go to a bakery, you go to a place like a bar or something, you get an espresso and you're talking to, staff, or you're meeting up with a friend and you're having a conversation over some espresso. I've had customers, they take their espresso. I mean, they're Italian, so they speak Italian, right?
Yeah.
Some of them, they'll take their espresso, they'll go right on the wall back in the kitchen, they'll talk with the pastry chef, and they'll just have their espresso or a cappuccino and just talk and stuff. So, I like that. I want it to feel like Italy. You know what I mean? And over there, like, I'm used to seeing people fight over the check, and that happens sometimes too at the pizza shop. No, I'm paying. No, I want to pay. I said pizza shop. I meant the bakery.
Yeah.
I just love the authentic feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when people from Italy and other countries come and visit us and they say, I visited Italy and I had this gelato. This takes me back. Like, that makes it really worth it when people say things like, this takes me back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's not like it's a store-bought thing. So then they're getting that authentic feel with whatever that they're enjoying at your shop.
Exactly.
And plus, it sounds like you're also creating a more of a community environment when people are there, which is probably, from the way you were explaining it, that's what really drives you. Like, you're into bringing people in and having them experience something. You're creating an experience. You're baking baked goods, obviously, and they probably, they're delicious, and that's part of it. They can't taste bad. No one will want to come in. But at the same time, what drives you, it seems like, is the experience that people get when they get there.
And that's why, like, none of our pastries are labeled. So when you come in, you look at the showcase, there's no label on anything. And we did that on purpose because we want each experience with customers to be more personable.
Then they have to ask.
They got to ask because, it's just, human to human connection. You know what I mean? It's not like, we're not a franchise. You're not going to come in and you don't say a single word to us, or, you know what I mean? Like, like when you come in, we greet you, even if we have a small conversation, or, oh, what's that? Or what's this? And I always like to tell people when they first come in, I ask them, is it your first time here? If they say yes, I always ask them, do you want me to give you a tour or like a brief overview of what things are? And I kind of just go through them. I give you like general overview. Here's the mini pastries. They're at this price. Here's the showcase where we have all the big pastries. They range in this price from $5 to blah, blah, blah. And then here's the gelato and stuff like that. I love doing that. You know what I mean? Like, some people, like, you need to be more like warm and opening. You know what I mean? That's how we are in Sicily. Like we're very like we're not cold. We like talking to people. So like, and that's what I want when people come in to the bakery. I don't want people to be like, 2 of those. Give me that.
Yeah, or and even some bigger places, we won't name them, but coffee and bakery franchise places. You're literally ordering on your phone now, and it just goes to a bag on the counter. You pick it up. You don't talk to anyone. You leave. It's just not.
There's no.
That's a bad part of COVID that we came out of 2020 with.
Yes.
There's, especially in the food industry, there's like way less interaction because you could just do it on a screen and grab a bag and go.
Now, we do have a kiosk at the bakery where people do order sometimes when it's like really busy. I always tell people like, we have the kiosk there only when it's really busy.
It's a tool.
Yeah. And if you want to order a sandwich, that way you don't got to wait in line just to order. Because sometimes we'll have like a line, let's say 4 or 5 people at the register just to pay.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you order your sandwich. So to beat that line, that's where we have the kiosks.
But if you're training your team and the way you run it to also interact with that person, like Joe comes in, he's ordering something, he's at the kiosk, but he's waiting now. You're still going to try to reach out and interact with those people, or you're training your team to do that as well.
Always, always. So in the morning, we have 3 people. We have 2 pastry chefs every day. And then we have one that kind of comes in later in the day and they work up till close.
Okay.
So usually the 2 pastry chefs, they come in around 6, sometimes 7 in the morning, depending on the workload for the day. And then, so they'll be in the kitchen. And then I'll have one person behind the counter kind of putting pastries in a box and serving the customers coming in. And then we have the guy making sandwiches. And then I kind of help out with sandwiches or with the pastries, kind of wherever is, needs more help at that time. Because sometimes we might be 7, 8, 9 sandwiches. They call them all at once, or they order them all at once, and I'll go help give them a hand.
You kind of float around.
Yes,
where the help is needed.
I'm a floater, as they say. but that's wherever I'm at, whether it's with pastries or making sandwiches, it's fine for me. Whatever for the business to do well, because for me it's important not only to do well, but to be consistent. I want people when they come in, and if we open another location, maybe, who knows, but I'm saying it now. But if we open another location, it's important to be consistent. And I want to make sure that whatever time of the day you come in, whatever time of the year, September, whatever, then you come in again in August next year, it always got to taste the same. You cannot fail in that, because otherwise you're not going to be successful in the long run.
Right. Well, and that's the hardest thing, and I think Vinny talked about this when he was on too. Probably. When you go from 1 to 2 to 3, however many, then you're not able to be at all the locations at the same time. Then you, whether it's happening or not, you begin to wonder like, well, I wonder how this is happening over here. And so that is a challenge when you begin to scale to make sure things stay consistent. Yeah. Because you can't be in 3 places at the same time.
And you got to put your trust in other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And luckily my parents, they obviously, have been they've been, next to me the whole time. So with me not being so much at the pizza shop, I've always, I worry, but I also don't worry because I know my dad's there. So my dad, he does, this is like walk in the park for him.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing it for so long, since before I was even born. So I know that we're okay at the shop. So, I focus on the bakery, and I do go to the pizza shop as well. Normally I work there in the evenings because it's a little busier in the evening at the pizza shop than it is for lunch. And the bakery is like totally opposite. The bakery is busier for lunch, a little slower in the evening, but we're going to do a few things to pick up on that, which is one thing I want to mention is that we're soon probably going to start doing Sunday brunch. And we want to take advantage of it now because of the seating, because we only have like 11 chairs inside. So there's not much seating, but we have outdoor seating because of the nice weather. People will go out and eat. So we kind of want to start that sooner rather than later. So we're working on a menu right now.
Okay.
So hopefully, let's see, maybe by middle of next month or something, we'll have it out. And then we'll start doing Sunday brunch. And with that being said, we'll probably start doing like a dinner service, maybe like from 4 to 8 or 4 to 9.
Okay.
Just in the evening. Because again, we want to take advantage of the seating that we have outside.
Right.
Because inside, we knew the location, it was going to be small.
Yeah. But you have until like end of September where it's like still tolerable. And it gets warm in October. You can sit outside.
It's not bad. I know this is PA, so you
never know. It could be tomorrow. It could be 30 degrees again.
Yes, and it could snow next week. I would not be surprised.
In June.
Yes.
I don't
has it snowed in May before?
Oh, I'm sure.
I think it has.
It has.
For sure it snowed in April. I know that.
Yeah.
So.
But no, all right. So let's get into something else real quick. What is the most shocking part of opening the bakery up that you did not expect?
I think after we opened, I wasn't shocked about anything because I had that experience from the previous bakery. But I would say like the cost of like opening a business is like
what you have to put up front.
Yeah.
Before you can open the door.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a massive bakery.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how much those ones cost. But between the showcases, bringing over the equipment from Italy, and it's funny. I have this story. So when we ordered a gelato machine from Italy, and when it arrived, I got a call. When it left Genoa, which is in northern Italy, I get a call from the guys. I think they work in New York. They're part of Homeland Security, and they're like, "Hey, we have this. We're tracking this package. This is how much you're expecting to pay, because there's a like a docking fee or something, or like a fee to get it off the ship and
like an import fee. Yeah.
Yes, import fee. I forget exactly what it's called.
I forget what they call it.
Yes, they're like, look, between the fee that it is now they're telling me it was like $600 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, but in 3 weeks or 2 weeks time when it gets here, it can change. I just want you to be aware of that. I'm like, okay, I didn't even know about it. I mean, I know there's a fee, I'm sure, but I didn't even know that it can change and stuff. When the stuff got there, in a matter of 14 days, the fee went from $600 to $2,300 because I guess of the economy, government, politics, whatever you want to blame.
Something tripled, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, so that part was like, whoa, and that was in like 2 weeks, and that's but that's when you import stuff. But we had to do it because our pastry chefs, when it comes to equipment, if they don't speak a whole lot of English,
okay,
so it has to be like in Italian.
Yeah.
So we had to get equipment from Italy, and it wasn't just the gelato machine, even like the ovens and stuff like that.
You're trying to be authentic too. So I'm sure there's some nuance between equipment that's from Italy for gelato than there is something that I could get online here cheaper.
And also like I was mentioning to you earlier, it's so easy to get like product. Even like paper products or like things for bakeries, it's just more accessible in Italy. Here it's like if you're finding like one of those like silicone molds that we use to make a cake or something, sometimes the Amazon doesn't even have it.
Yeah.
Which in Amazon has everything. So like it's hard. Some things are hard to find. So I have my mom is actually a flight attendant. So she's actually gone when she goes to Italy. She will go to the stores and she'll put it in her carry-on.
Yeah.
Because, for example, we have this thing that we make. It's called frutta di martorana, which is it's a cookie, but it's like a realistic fruit.
Okay.
So like so you do it in like the shape of a lemon. You paint the outside. It's all edible. Huh. So you paint it and it looks like a lemon. When you bite into it, it's marzipan in the middle. Huh. So it's really sweet.
Yeah.
Don't recommend eating a lot. But that's the way they make them small.
Yeah.
But and it tastes like lemon. So every fruit that you get, it actually tastes kind of like the fruit. So, but these ceramic like kind of molds that they use, impossible to find. Huh. My mom brought them from Italy. So now when we make frutta di martorana, we're gonna make it, like that using those.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
you have to utilize your mom's flight attendant career.
Yes, I have to. So.
No, that's awesome. So yeah, just importing, I'm sure, is one of the main challenges for ingredients or equipment.
We have some distributors because our distributors, so we get it from them, right? And they import their stuff.
Gotcha.
So sometimes they might be out. Like for example, like we have a sandwich. For example, one of our distributors, they're based out of Wyomissing, PA. And they import their deli meats and stuff from it's a brand called Rovagnati, which is one of the best deli brands in Italy. It's kind of like what what Boar's Head would be here in the States. Like everybody knows Boar's Head, right?
Yeah.
And Italy, everybody knows Rovagnati. So that brand or that company, we buy a pecorino cream that's from Italy. Well, they've been out for months now, and I don't know if it's discontinued and I don't know what, but we also haven't had it for months. So we have one sandwich where it gets pecorino cream. We've been putting grated pecorino romano for the last couple months because distributors are out and
you're not the only person that probably wants it. So there's a backlog in demand as well.
Yeah, exactly. And so they also were out of like artichoke cream, for example. But we started making our own artichoke cream because that's a little bit easier to make.
Yeah, it's with ingredients you can get here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm sure there are things you can substitute like that where you're like, well, I can't get it because it is an Italian side or an Italian condiment or whatever that you're adding to it. But we can get it and make it with these authentic ingredients.
Yes,
because they're available everywhere.
Yeah, they're available, exactly. So that's one of the, I would probably say, the price of opening, the cost of opening a business is shocking when I found out, but also just the import side, just having that in the back of your head, like we got to know like when you're halfway done.
You have to plan for when your next order is.
Yes,
because it's not like you're ordering it from John Gross distributor.
Yeah, or you go over there Restaurant Depot. Like sometimes when we're out of stuff at the pizza shop, like hey, we're out of ham or we're out of pepperoni. Well, just go down to Restaurant Depot, go buy it. It's in Harrisburg. It's close. There's a different animal here. It's a different game.
And the authenticity of what you're doing requires that.
Yes, exactly. If you want to be authentic, and that's what I said from the beginning. We were not going to cut corners. I would rather tell someone that we're not going to have something than give them a substitute that's not the same, the same taste or the same quality. We've been out of cherry. We make this gelato. It's a vanilla-based gelato with cherries. So it's a cherry vanilla. And we've been out of the Sicilian cherries for a couple weeks now. Well, I'm not going to put it on there. I'm not going to substitute it. I'm not going to grab cherries from other places.
It's going to be different.
It's not going to taste the same. So we've been doing new flavors for the last 4 batches of gelato. We've introduced a new flavor kind of to substitute that flavor that's gone. So we've done like coconut and people really love it. So this actually opened up an opportunity for us to introduce a new flavor. Yeah. Because all 12 flavors sell really well. So it's kind of hard to choose. But when you don't have the product, like, okay, guys, we're going to have to replace it with something. So we did coconut. People loved it. We did like a cookie dough. They love that too. And then what we did a mango. It gave opportunity for us to do new flavors and have people try something new.
Yeah. So do you have any other updates as far as what you're offering? You have your brunch coming up. You're going to have a brunch menu.
We're going to have a brunch menu coming soon. That's going to be on Sundays. And we don't have a paper menu yet, but once we come out with these paper menus, we're gonna ship them to the general area here, Camp Hill, Harrisburg. We want to hit the surrounding 30-minute radius, I guess, diameter, I should say.
Yeah.
A 30-minute.
Yeah, kind of like York, Harrisburg.
Yes. Within the surrounding area. Yeah. We're gonna send out these menus. There's gonna be some coupons on there so that you guys can use, and we're gonna introduce like our pasta dishes. Okay. So you're going to be able to come in, sit down, and get pasta express. So you can order like, for example, I don't know, spaghetti with meatballs. I'm not going to put that on there, but just an example. Yeah. So we're going to have those offerings. Plus, we're still going to have the hot bar. So the hot bar we're always going to have like the lasagna, the meatballs, the chicken cutlets. We're selling a lot of like sausage and potatoes. People really like that. And then we have also like these little mini pizzas and calzones that we always make, and the rice balls. So we're always going to have that. We're just expanding like the dinner options, I would say. Because we have some people that come in for dinner and they'll get lasagna and stuff like that. But when it comes to pasta, like that's it. Like you can just get lasagna.
One option. Yeah.
Yes. So that's why we want to do these other pasta dishes. And, I'm really excited for them. Because it's all things that like I grew up having.
Like your staples. When you look back, it's like, these were my family staples.
Yes, yes.
So you're going to bring a little bit of that into other people's world by kind of showing them what you grew up on.
Yes. And so I'm really excited for that. And I know it's as long as the food comes out good, I'll make sure the service is good. Yeah. And that we don't got to worry about nothing.
There you go.
So outside of that, we're doing more catering.
You talk about how the catering You were telling me a funny story on how the catering kicked
Yes.
off. So you're like, it's not something we really thought we were going to do, but here we are.
Yes. Yeah. So we for sure were not going to get involved with catering in the beginning. But I think it was 2 or 3 weeks after we opened, a friend of mine, a friend of mine, his brother's girlfriend works at a company, I think it's in Edders or Enola, that area. I think it's Edders. And they had their caterer back out last minute. And they had the CEO actually of the company coming on Thursday. She calls me Tuesday night. My friend tells me, hey, I'm going to give so-and-so your number. They're going to call you. I'm like, okay, thanks for the opportunity and stuff. But I wasn't expecting her to place an order like this crazy. It was a crazy order. And she calls me. She's like, hey, Nick, I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. This is the first time I think it was the first time I talked to her, or maybe second time. I can't remember if I met her before. She's like, we need a catering. Sure. How many people? I'm thinking it's like 20 people.
Yeah, a couple dozen.
500 people, she says, 500 people. And I'm like, okay, well, when do you need it for? I'm thinking it's next week. Normally you get plenty of time to know.
Yeah.
Thursday.
And it's on
a Tuesday night. I'm like, sure. I'm sure we can do that, but let me call you right back. So I call her back. I call my chef and I'm like, hey, because he was off on Wednesday.
Oh no.
And yes. And I'm like, hey, I really need you to do me a favor, and I'll pay you extra because I know it's your day off. But I need food for 500 people. And he's like, oh my God, are you serious? When's it for? And he's like, it was for Thursday. And he's like, no. He's like, no. I'm like, no, we have to. Like, we got to do it. And he's like, okay, I'll figure it out. So I didn't even have the order in place. I just wanted to make sure that first, we're good. Because God forbid this guy say that he decided to go somewhere, a day trip or something. He was already out in a different state. I would have to call him like, hey, man, I need you back here. But so I call it back. I get the order together, and it's lasagna, pasta al forno, all these different pasta dishes, 10 trays of salads, garlic knots, other stuff. Because there's also so we're doing catering, and here's the fun thing. If you want pasta dishes and stuff, we can do that. If you want pizza and stuff, we'll just get it we'll make it at the pizza shop.
Yeah.
So you get best of both worlds. So you can get your pastries, and if you want pizza, you get that too. So it was this massive order. I gave it to him, and I call him back. I said, we're good to go. Call back the chef. He gets to the pizza shop around 6 a.m. Wednesday. That poor guy didn't stop until maybe close to midnight. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He deserved a couple days.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely took care of him, and then they were nice enough to leave us a nice tip that we all split and stuff. So yeah, it was good. 3 weeks. I'm like, man, if these guys order every week, they'd be great.
Yeah.
So but yeah, no. So that's the funny story about the catering thing. Hopefully that never happens again.
Right.
But if it does, we'll be ready for it.
Yeah. So you dove in, but now you're able to provide catering as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have a catering van too. So we have 2 weddings that we're doing in August. We have 1 wedding in September. And then, so that's going to be pretty big. I also have my friend's getting married as well. And we're doing cakes and pastries for him. So, the catering van helps because, well, I don't have a car that's really big enough to fit all these, because we get hot fridges and stuff. That's where to keep the food warm and stuff. So in the van, it just makes it a lot easier.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
plenty of room.
And even outside of catering, just when you own when you run a business in general, I think you need a van or a pickup truck or something for equipment, or if you're getting paper products in bulk or whatnot.
Yeah. You can't be doing it in a little sedan or a coupe. Yeah.
No, that doesn't work. You can. I've done it.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable.
Maybe in the beginning,
yeah,
to bootstrap, but then you have to get a grown up vehicle for that eventually.
Yeah, it's definitely not comfortable. And I mean, it's nice because I drive the van around and we has our logo on it.
So you get some advertising.
Yeah, free advertising. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's not free, but if you're going to be driving around a big van, you might as well put your logo on it. Makes it into a rolling billboard.
Exactly right. That's right.
Yeah.
So anywhere I go, you'll see a Bella Sicilia. And I always tell people, if you see the van, tag us on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
Just something fun for customers and stuff.
You could do a contest with it too. Some people will do I forget. It's like a radio station was one where if like you get caught with our magnet on the car,
Oh,
you get
yeah,
like a
yeah,
contest.
yeah.
But you could do one.
That's a
You
good
could do
idea.
one where you're like, hey, post a picture and tag us if you see the van running around for a $5 gift card.
Yeah, why
to the
not? Yeah,
shop or
just something fun, you know, and it boosts like because social media is it's
Yeah,
all
then there's a bunch
about
of people tagging you.
yes, and it's all about engagement. Like you know what I mean? It's engagement is very important. So like we also have a TikTok as well. Now TikTok is like I noticed the engagement on TikTok is crazy.
Yeah,
And,
it's Wild West.
and we have a lot less followers on TikTok than we do on Facebook, but the engagement is just a lot more.
Yeah.
I guess it's a different.
I think content, and Joe can probably answer that better. It's just content gets on TikTok. It seems like it gets when it gets hooks in it, like
Yes.
efficient. If it's getting
Yeah.
hooks in it, it goes quick. It's
Yeah.
either dead in the water or it just goes like
Nothing in the middle.
yeah.
Yep. And then on Facebook, we have a bigger following on Facebook, but I think on Facebook is like the older crowd.
Yeah. Here's what's weird about Facebook, and you probably noticed this too,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be interesting to hear from outside our organization. Facebook's weird because it might go off 3 or 4 days after you post it, whereas some of these other platforms like TikTok can just take off.
Yeah.
Or well, TikTok's weird too because like a month from now, something that you did 2 months ago just randomly goes wild.
Yeah, exactly. It's like weird. Like the algorithm is just like really, and I never really understood it. I still don't.
I think Facebook's more pay to play too now. Like if they're not following your page, you're gonna get less exposure unless you're chipping in for some ads or some revenue, some boosted posts. But TikTok is totally a different animal.
Yeah, and I noticed too. Like I noticed in the way you word stuff on Facebook, because Facebook will boost your post even if you don't pay.
Oh, yeah.
But like based on how it's worded and on like the look of it or something, if you use emojis, it's like stuff that like I didn't know and then I found out. So you learn as you go. You always learn as you go.
Yeah, it's different audience too, completely.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, and then on Instagram, I try not to post so much pictures, but I try to post more reels, like videos on Instagram, I should say, and Facebook is probably more the pictures. But I do go on Facebook Live a lot. I don't go so much on Instagram Live because we have less followers, but I go on Facebook Live not every day, but I try to do every day. But I just between the pizza shop and the bakery, I don't get to it.
Right.
But I try to just and pretty much on Facebook Live, I just talk about our products. I'll do like a shot of all the showcases. Yeah. And you can see like here's our mini pastries, here's what we got for today, here's the cookies, and just a little background and stuff. And
it's cool because it changes each day too. Like, you're gonna have a different case every day.
Yes. So the pastries are gonna change a little bit. Now we do have like a set of pastries that we do make every day. So like every day you're gonna find cannolis. Every day you're gonna find eclairs, cream puffs with all these different fillings. Every day you're gonna find almond cookies, shortbread cookies, but we make them differently. And then like even for like the fillings for the cream puffs, some days we'll have like a custard, and then we'll have a chocolate, and then other days we'll have like a pistachio and a hazelnut. So those are always a little different. But we have cream puffs and stuff every day. And then
you have your staples that probably stay more similar, and then there's probably stuff that's even seasonal.
Yeah, like the fruta di martorana, that's a seasonal item. So usually you make that for Easter, but you can make it other holidays. But I know like there's the one item it's called bucciolati. It's a fig cookie.
Okay.
That's usually made even strufoli. It's all like a seasonal item for holidays. Well, we make them all the time because people just love them. Yeah. So you know what I mean? It can be seasonal, but if you sell a lot, you'd be stupid not to.
If there's a demand for it.
Yeah, if there's a demand, just keep making it. Just
nice.
Make it well.
Very cool. Is there any other thing you wanted to put out as far as an update, how people can find you?
Yes. On Facebook, we're Bella Sicilia Bakery and Deli. On Instagram, it's Bella Sicilia and then I think 2 underscores. Okay. TikTok, same thing, Bella Sicilia Bakery and Deli. And then phone number is 223-388-9913. And then our email is bellasiciliabakerydeli@gmail.com.
Nice. And you got your website.
Yes, and Bella Sicilia PA.
We'll link we'll link all that down in the show notes.
Thank you.
As well.
I appreciate that.
No, but I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story.
My pleasure.
I'm hungry now.
Here you go.
There we go. We'll have to share this with the team, or else they will. Yes. They will hunt me down with pitchforks if I don't share it with the team.
But I brought you guys. So these are So I don't know if the camera can see it, but
Yeah.
these are some cannolis. And these are some of the cream puffs. This is custard, pistachio. These are with chocolate. And then these are just some almond cookies with powdered sugar.
All right. Nice.
So we use ricotta from sheep, which is, people that know cannolis and stuff, there's from cow and then there's from sheep. Sheep is the better of the two.
Okay.
So we always try to use the
All right.
top quality.
Well, hey,
so that's for you
I
guys to
appreciate
share.
it. Thank you.
You guys don't got to fight over it. So
No, we got to stop doing podcasts right before lunch because it just makes my stomach just growl even more. But
Yeah.
no, we're gonna have to come pay you a visit. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you sharing your story, and I mean, I don't know if our team will ever turn down a visit to go get some baked goods either.
there you go.
Definitely.
And you guys are not that far. Whenever you guys, want
No,
you just
and we've
let
been
me know.
over there a bunch because we used to go to Olive Oil Grill.
Yeah,
all the
it's so
time.
good. It's
Oh,
so
it's
good. I love all of it.
We used to have our office when our meat marketing team was smaller over in Lemoyne.
Oh, okay.
So we would just hop over the hill to Olive Oil Grill.
Yes.
And I've had it a couple times since then, but man, it's so good. So we know where you're at.
Yep.
If anyone else knows where that is, I think it's right next to Hawaii Poke as well.
Yeah. There's Olive Oil Grill. There's us. Then there's Model Behavior, and then
Yes.
there's Hawaii Poke. Yep.
Yes. So that little strip mall has like 4 awesome food spots in it now.
Yes.
So
and I've been everywhere except the Model Behavior, just because I'm not sure what I would do there.
Yeah. Well,
But-
it's all right though. But if you guys want to pay them a visit, if you're listening and you want to check them out, you can follow them on their socials, give them a call, or just stop in. Everyone knows where they're at.
Yep.
Easy to get to.
Come say hi. We have some people that just come in, say hi, and they just want to check the place out, and then they leave.
Nice.
Just come and say hi.
Very cool. Well, thanks for sharing your story.
My pleasure. Happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the Lead Lamp podcast, or you need some help with some digital marketing services, make sure you give us a shout.